Hi, good morning from friends from the Netherlands, and good afternoon for you, friends from Indonesia. Welcome to our sessions. Today we have food waste to finish, enhancing students' engagement and competencies for food waste management through interdisciplinary summer school and student competitions. We will have three speakers and me myself. I'm Charles Tompo from Parahyangan Catholic University from the Department of Industrial Engineering. We have Ms. Joanna Reni Octavia, a colleague of mine from Parahyangan Catholic University as well. We will have Anna de Visser Amundson. She's from Hotelschool The Hague, Senior Research Fellow, and Yos, our exclusive chef from Hotelschool The Hague. We will discuss about our collaborations in the Interfood project. But first, let us hear what Joanna Reni Octavia will present on the Interfood project supported by the Erasmus Plus Capacity Building for Higher Education.
Yes, thank you, Charles, for the introduction. Let me, oh, yes, okay. So I have my slides here. Yes, good morning for colleagues from the Netherlands and also good afternoon from the colleagues from Indonesia. So it's very happy for us to be here at the Winner 2023 conference as we are currently still at the last part or last year of our collaboration with our partner Hotelschool The Hague as part of the consortium in the Into Food project. And today we will share to you, so it's basically a sharing session where we would like to share our best practice and also our experience in two activities of our project, Interdisciplinary Summer School and the student competition that raise the awareness of food waste management with the topic food waste to finish. So yes, so the Into Food project is a project co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. As part of the Erasmus Plus, we are in the scheme of capacity building for higher education project. Basically, this is a scheme, a project scheme where we learn from each other, the European partners, and also the us Indonesia here. And we do some training, we learn from each other, we share knowledge, we also enhance skills. We also do coaching and we give support to each other to develop our competences as lecturers, students, and also part of the higher education. So our project is called Resolving a Societal Challenge, Interdisciplinary Approach Towards Fostering Collaborative Innovation in Food Waste Management, or we abbreviated this title as Into Food. And the duration of this project, as I said, we are at the last year of our project in 2023. So it started in 2021 January, and basically at the end of this year, early next year, we will close this project. So what is Into Food project basically? So I have here three main words that cover basically the idea of our project and how we also focus our effort in this project in. So first is food waste. So food waste is a type of waste that happens all around us. And in Indonesia, especially, is a quite specific case. I will tell about it a bit later. And also, we in this project we raise the awareness of interdisciplinary collaboration between students, between the researchers, between the lecturers, and also to enhance the 21st century skills education and also learning in the curriculum in the higher education. So I mentioned before that food waste is a specific problem in Indonesia. Well, actually, it's not only Indonesia, but it happens all around the world. So it's we can see this as a societal challenge. Basically, it relates with food security and how one country or how our world can feed the people in that is living in the planet. So by 2050, we see this as 9 billion people must be fed, and the demand for food is 60% greater. But on the other hand, we have a problem of food waste. So we have a problem in food security and how we can provide enough food for everyone in the planet. But on the other hand, we have a problem with food waste. So as we can see here, one third or about 1.3 billion tons of the world's produced food is wasted. So by 2030, it is estimated going up to 2.1 billion tons. And especially for Indonesia, as you can see in the infographic on the screen, Indonesia is the second largest food waster after Saudi Arabia. So in our country, Indonesia, we waste about 300 kilogram per year per person. So that's quite a number. And we are also the fourth largest population in the whole world with 260 million. So this is gives Indonesia a specific case also with the notion of the society gap, the economic gap that is still also big between the rich and the poor. But on the other side, we are the second largest food waster of the world. So that's about food waste, and I also said about 21st century skills education. So basically, this is a set of skills that our future generations, so the students now, need to have or need to master to be able to compete or to be able to contribute to society or to get a good job in the future. So this is also part of our focus in our project and how we can help the students to achieve this 21st century skills education, which basically not only about the literacy of the knowledge, but also building some competencies like critical thinking, collaboration, leadership, creativity and innovation, and so on. And the last part of our project focus is on interdisciplinary collaboration. So as we see that all around us now, we have a lot of societal challenges, including food waste, which are basically complex and wicked problems, and which needs innovation basically to approach this kind of societal challenges, because it's requires a lot of creativity and also problem solving skills to be able to produce innovation to tackle these societal challenges. And with this, we also see that collaboration across disciplines, so breaking the silos basically, merging the discipline, the field of practices, the field of studies. So having this interdisciplinary collaboration is also key to foster innovation to tackle societal challenges. So this is how we form the consortium. So basically, we have one partner country, Indonesia. We have 5 universities in Indonesia. And we also collaborate with the European countries. Here we have the Netherlands, which is represented by Hotelschool The Hague. That I'm more than blessed to work together with Anna and with Jos and Connie, Jeroen, also throughout this almost 3 years. And we also have other colleagues, other partners from Belgium and also from Finland in this consortium. So basically, because we are tackling the societal challenges with an interdisciplinary approach, so we are interdisciplinary on our own. So we're a team of about 50 members. We come from different disciplines, from accounting, from information system, from industrial engineering, from tourism, from hospitality management, from economic, and you name it. We have a lot of different disciplines in our team, which makes it quite interesting, and also a lot of learning that we also gathered throughout these collaborative years. So the objective of our project, so as I mentioned, that we focus on interdisciplinary. So basically, we aim to achieve these four objectives throughout the project. So first is the interdisciplinary courses, where we modernize the courses to integrate the 21st century skills learning, and also to learn to integrate the knowledge of food waste and how you manage the food waste, and so on. We also have an interdisciplinary research center that we just inaugurated about 2 months ago in Indonesia. And also we are working on the interdisciplinary curriculum design at the moment, to be the last objective that we are reaching. As I emphasize here, the interdisciplinary co-curricular activities. So this is basically what we are going to talk about or to discuss more focus today, as this highlight basically the activities that involve students from all partners from the Indonesian and the European universities, where we have two, how do you call it, two activities, which are the interdisciplinary summer school and also the interdisciplinary student competition. So the aim of this interdisciplinary co-curricular activities is that we develop and we organize inter-university, interdisciplinary co-curricular activities across all partner universities dealing with food waste management, with the highlight in Indonesia. So these two activities, the summer school and the student competition, they are followed by students from all Indonesian and the European partner universities, where in both of these activities we focus on interdisciplinary collaboration, 21st century skills learning, and also innovation to deal with food waste management in Indonesia. So my colleague Anna and Yos will talk about more in details about these two activities, but just to give you a highlight of our activities. So the first one is the Interdisciplinary Summer School. We did it last year in August 2022, where about 40-ish students from Indonesia and also from Holland, from the Netherlands, from Belgium and from Finland. They gathered together, they form interdisciplinary groups, and they tackle food waste issues in Indonesia. They learn from each other, and also they form friendship, and also they created innovation innovative solutions to tackle food waste in Indonesia. So we started with this interdisciplinary summer school that ran for over 2 weeks. So it's quite an intensive program, but with this program, they also learn how to bridge, let's say, their differences, not only the cultural differences, but also the differences in their disciplines. But at the end, they managed to pull through, and also to create those innovative solutions that probably Jos and Anna will talk about it more in their session, in their talk. And just 2 months ago, in August 2023, so this is where we had the interdisciplinary student competition, still focusing on food waste management in Indonesia. But we are more than lucky to have also Marriott International as our our main stakeholder, where they present to us real case studies from real world in their hotels, basically how they experience these food waste problems, and then the students, they get to see those real problems in real life, and also from there they try to work together in their interdisciplinary groups, and also create those innovative solutions where they present to Marriott executive top management. And since this is a student competition, they also compete with with all of the groups to become the winners for this student competition. But overall, all of those results that Jos probably will talk about this afternoon, this morning, is very appreciated by Marriott International as real solutions. Also, some of them also more futuristic, but they still see the potential of those solutions to solve their problem. Okay, I've been given time, I've been given a sign by Charles. So this is my last slide, basically. So yeah, in this project, we are breaking down silos and we collaborate to innovate in the fight against food waste for a better world. Thank you, Charles, for the time.
Thank you, Joanna. It's very insightful. Thank you again for your presentations. We will now have Anna and Jos. They are from Hotelschool The Hague. They are actually the package leader for the co-curricular activity, which includes summer school and student competition. We will hear a lot of fascinating results from those activities. So I will give the floor to Anna and Jos together.
Can you give me the control over the slides? Otherwise, I cannot move forward with my slides. Well, good morning in the Netherlands. Good afternoon in Indonesia. There seems to be a hiccup. I cannot control my slides, so I don't know if Sally or Hannah can help me how I move forward. So the goal, indeed, what Joanna was saying already, what we were responsible for as the Dutch partner in this consortia was the co-curricular activities, and I think a core part of that, which Joanna very nicely touched upon as well, is that interdisciplinarity, where we really came from so many different backgrounds and could really firsthand experience the value of the different lenses that we have on these problems. And sort of the elephant here is I think a nice example of that, how we look at the same problem in very different ways, depending on our backgrounds and our expertise and qualifications. So 2 activities indeed, the summer school and the student competition. I will start explaining a bit more about the summer school. So it took place in Bali of last year. We had about 50 students participating, we said, from different backgrounds. I think an important part of our summer school, which made it such a success, was that we had a design thinking and a design-based research in structural design, which I'll talk a little bit more about. And I think the way we designed it makes it very attractive to really tackle any societal issue. So not only food waste, we were able to sort of create a template for future editions of our summer school as well, which, like I said, it can tackle other issues such as poverty or obesity or healthy eating, whatever we talk about. So I think that was also a value in this, that is not sort of the way we designed it is not a one-off thing, but it can sort of really be used as a template for future editions as well. Yeah, so just move on here, because that was just going to sort of show, the different disciplines that all the students came from. I think what we did well with the summer school is that we had what we call use cases. So you will see, for example, that team 6, they were assigned to household waste. We had teams that looked into hotel restaurant waste, street food. Think about markets, what happens at the wet market with the food. Some looked into weddings, which is a big problem as well, a lot of leftover food. And not only that they had different user cases, but I think more importantly is that we use the world as our classroom. So we really send the students, these interdisciplinary teams and intercultural teams, so from different cultural backgrounds as well, really out in the streets, and really had to talk to these both users and suppliers. Let's say they had to go, if they had the market, they had to go out to the market and talk to the street vendors, talk to the users there to fully understand what is actually happening, where is the food waste occurring, and why is it occurring, and then of course using design thinking to come up with creative solutions. So some of the results I will just show you quickly. As you see, we designed quite a few, or formulated, I should say, learning goals. Or we said, okay, what do we think that the students should be able to do at the end of the summer school? And in this case, it was particularly sort of the general learning goals that they sort of, in terms of interdisciplinarity, teamwork, and so on and so forth. And as you can see, the students overall were extremely satisfied. They agreed, or strongly agreed, with that they were well informed, that they found the subject intellectually challenging, and so on and so forth. So that was good. We also had specific food waste learning goals. If you can go to the next slide, please. And same thing here. The summer school helped me to act against food waste. It familiarized me with key concepts about food waste. As a result, I feel competent to educate others about it, because we felt, okay, you guys are the lucky few that can come here for 2 weeks and work on this topic, where we felt it was extremely important for these students to be able to come back to their schools, to their community, and talk about what they had experienced, what they have learned, and hopefully create ripple effects or spillover effects in that sense. Some testimonials, one back, please. One back, thanks. Some testimonials from the summer schools. This is the best team I've ever worked in. A massive thank you for the guidance and feedback. So I think that also signifies how we designed it, that we really had a lot of coaching every day and supporting the students. So even if they were sent out on the street and we followed their journey, they experienced a lot of support in terms of reaching the goals that we had set for them. So thank you so much for your help. You encouraged us. So I think we were extremely lucky to work also. Joanna mentioned it already, but that also not only the student had a great teamwork, but between us, our Indonesian colleagues in particular, we had sort of a really wonderful teamwork in sort of being able to support the students and get them through the summer school and deliver results that we were really happy about, which Joost will talk about in a minute. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the student competition took place this summer indeed. We had 2 tracks actually. One track had 47 students, which was in situ, so they were with us the whole time on site. We had 16 track 2 students, which followed a sort of a hybrid program where they joined us for the last 3 days. Sorry. Again, similar design, so very similar setup. Again, the food waste, because that's also at the societal issues that we're trying to tackle in this consortia. And this time we decided, because it's a competition, so it's very difficult to evaluate the different outcomes. If somebody's working on street food and another one on a wet market solution and so on and so forth, that we just felt that they would be too diverse to make a good sort of comparison of the quality of the results. So we decided, instead of assigning these use cases, we had one case study, and we were very lucky indeed via our contacts at Hotelschool The Hague to work with Marriott International at a head office level, which just delivered an incredible value for the whole competition, and especially for the students. They felt that it was extremely interesting to work with this case company. We had the area director, Titus Rosier, also at the opening of the student competition. We had them at the end. They were part of our jury to select the winners. So that just added so much value, because the students really felt that they were working on solutions that this company can take with them in the future. Next slide, please. Next slide. So yeah, this is what I said, so we built together with Marriott Indonesia a case study for the students to work with. We had 6 case hotels. So whereas they actually were working towards finding food waste solutions for the company as a whole, we said, yeah, but it's very important to also see these properties and have case hotels in particular to start off with. But like any innovations, you have to start small, and then hopefully you can design it in such a way that it has scalable potential. So you see a few of the teams here where they actually went out and had these site inspections, a full program, a full day planned with interviews, site inspections, looking at the kitchens, making observations. And also, of course, when they came back, we made sure that they had to disseminate what they had learned and sort of also register that. Again, student competition, similar to the summer school, we were very lucky in the terms of having a great group of students together. I think also via the design and like I touched upon the teamwork that we have in our consortia. Again, the students felt that they really reached the learning goals, and the general learning goals. The next slide will show the same with the food waste learning goals. Next slide, please. Yeah. So you see that same here. So yeah, we were very happy to of course report that back. And we also felt with the student competition that we also got a lot of media attention for this, the way we had set it up and the way it was executed. So that was also really a nice way of disseminating the work that we had done. So next slide, please. Again, some testimonials, which you will see. We can share these presentations with you, but I like how Interfood provided us with a real case to work with, and the training again, and also that we make sure every step forward is a positive step forward in the right direction. So they felt really supported, the students. Next slide, please. The same Bryant is also saying, one of the standard aspect is the spirit of the collaboration that it fosters. So even if they come from these extremely different backgrounds, we see that they really appreciate it to work, even if it's difficult, in these interdisciplinary, intercultural teams. So just one more. Next slide, please. Yeah, just very quickly, 3 practices, the best practices that we feel that we found. Next slide, please. So first of all, I think it's very important if we do anything like this and fly students all over the world, especially if we take sustainability into consideration, that we really embrace the world as our classroom, get them out of the room, let them explore, have the trust in the process, and design a really strong process of guiding the students, but having the trust that will lead to the right results, although you don't control and prescribe every step in that process. Next slide, please. And I think it's also important, and what we have done well is that we sort of really experiment with new kind of activities, like I said, sending them out, making interviews, observations, but also in terms of the end deliverables, instead of just having very regular sort of presentations where everybody's in the audience is quite passive and sitting back listening. We arranged a market where actually everybody walked around and the students got the opportunity to tell and present their solutions in much more detail and to many more people. So that's just some photos of that here. Jules will also elaborate on that. Next slide, please. And the design thinking process, like I said, I think this really sort of helped to get us the students where we wanted them to end up in terms of solutions. Next slide, please. So the third, so those are the 3 kind of best practices that I think if you're looking to do something like this, the world is your classroom. The really experiment with new type of learning activities. And the third one, sort of really use a design thinking, has helped us as well. I'm not there are probably other structural designs that are good as well, but that really sort of helped us. And I think if we would do this again, we would definitely choose for something like that as well. Thank you so much.
And good morning from the Netherlands. I've decided to record this session because I couldn't really guarantee a good connection because I'm traveling at the moment. My name is Joost de Vos. I'm the executive chef of Hotelschool The Hague, and I'm in the job for over 30 years. And as you can see in the top right corner, I'm a chef and I will not be calm. So don't worry, usually I'm really calm, but not so much on the topic of food waste. Meaning I love food, I hate waste, but I think that's something we have in common, because don't we all love food and don't we all hate waste? One of the first things that I've learned when I started as a chef was that you have to use your products to the fullest. One of the quotes from my chefs in the beginning was like, we don't order for the amuse-bouche the bites that we were serving at the beginning of the meal to the guests. You had to make it from bits and pieces, from scraps and peels, so to say. So it really required an imagination. So is food waste then really a failure of the imagination? Is it a failure of creativity, or is it more time and skills? So over the years, we found out that this wicked problem, as we call it, of food waste cannot be solved by the hospitality alone. We need young, bright minds from various disciplines, and various disciplines is really, really important in order to make dreams to means and to get from gray to colorful. So when we asked 80 respondents last summer, like, what does food waste means to you? We had various responses. So for some of them, it was just the loss of food, exhausting landfill. It was the depletion of resources, wasted blessings, supply chain. It had something to do with peels or skins, missed opportunities. So there were opinions and opportunities seen from all disciplines and from all sides. And what I've also learned when I started to become a chef, that the recipe is only 10% of the end result. You really need the right skill set around it, around you, around the recipe, so to say, to make it come to a good end. So what we've done last summer in Jakarta and Bandung during the student composition is provided the students with a lot of lecture resources. We've given them a lot of recipes, so to say. And the good thing is that, for example, this team Hobu, they came up with something where computer scientists, industrial engineers, and hospitality and business students really joined forces, and where you can really say 1 + 1 makes 3. So what they came up with, to zoom in a little bit more, is they came up with Hobu, the buffet of the near future. So they found out that at the Sheraton Grand, there was a lot of food at display during the hotel guest breakfast. Also, the hotel was really famous about the food on display in terms of like the abundance of choice. And that was also in Marriott's policy and culture, but also the guest expectations. So they thought, okay, how can we keep guest expectations? How can we maintain Marriott's policies and culture, but still reduce food waste? And they came up with this great innovative project where they use a hologram projector in order to hologram food on the buffet. And they have a mixture of perishable food, for example, the fresh food over here at the right, which is chicken and meat and fish or whatsoever, and the food that has a longer shelf life at the left, which is then displayed, and the perishable food is then kept in the fridge at the live cooking station. So guests can still see what they would get because they were eating with their eyes, according to the team, according to the surveys they did. But less food waste is guaranteed over here. And this is really one of those solutions where I never thought of it that way. Maybe too stuck in a certain mindset, but a group of interdisciplinary students, they do come up with these kind of things because they try to tackle this issue from all kinds of ways. Another example that we would like to present to you is that we've asked the students to rethink waste as a resource, to repurpose, to think about cultural expectations and innovations. And one of the examples is the following, where the skin of a pineapple is not really being used, for example, in Indonesia, but in South America to make a drink. It's called tepache. And this team came up with Peel Bliss and Fruit Fusion, where they looked into the amount of thick-skinned peels, and they saw that that is one of the biggest contributors to food waste, like watermelon and pineapple rinds. And they also saw that it's hardly used in Indonesia, and they came up with two different drinks, signature drinks for the hotel, where in one pineapple was used and the other watermelon rind was used. And it all went with vouchers, it went with background information, they did the design, they did the marketing, they thought about food safety in the process. So all the different components that you need in order to make this into a success were taken into account. Again, one of the examples of this is interdisciplinary advantages. Then I would like to present to you the winner of last summer student competition, Taste Without Waste. This team thought of it really from a strategic level, where they kind of like want to have a plugin on the Marriott app, and the Marriott app has a lot of users, and then I mean a lot. I don't know the exact numbers from the top of my head, but it really makes an impact. Like, it's a loyalty program where they come up with a plugin because they saw that the main problem for food waste was plate waste. So a lot of food waste came back from the buffet. You know, people just over portion while they also can go back to the buffet another time. So they came up with this plugin, as I said, where guests can like voluntarily make use of it. They do redeem points with sign up, but they get small nudge reminders. So what they're trying to do here with this system is really nudging the guests to a different behavior in order to go zero waste. That's their ultimate goal. This would mean that this is a solution that would potentially can go like to Marriott worldwide, which is a lot of hotels all over the world. So this is really something which can make an impact. And to come up with a solution like this, there you really need hospitality students, you need business engineers, you need computer scientists, because it does require quite some implementation, but they really thought of everything over here. Thanks a lot for allowing me to present you 3 different examples, and it was a pleasure being in the jury last summer and to saw all these bright minds coming together and really saw the added value of working together in interdisciplinary teams. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ananias. Now it's my turn to present another work package from the Interfood projects. We have iSustain, that is a new interdisciplinary research center for circular economy and sustainability within the Parahyangan Catholic University as the beneficiary of this project. So in the research center development, we have 2 activities. First is to benchmark to the European Union partners, EU partners, particularly to Hotelschool The Hague as well. And then afterwards, we develop and implement the interdisciplinary research center. So after discussions, a series of discussions, and also benchmarking, we inaugurated the iSustain, as mentioned earlier by Joanna, in UNPAR to become a center for circular economy and sustainability that has an impact on society at large. So these are some figures from the activities. This is discussions in UNPAR within the Indonesian partners. And this is the inaugurations also in UNPAR in conjunctions with the ICODES, Interdisciplinary International Conference on Human Factors Design and Education for Sustainability. So we have some results already, but I'm not going to discuss in more detail. These are research conducted where UNPAR also taking part on the project. So, but most of this research are on behavioral sciences, as well as we have one in design thinking approach in engineering. So even though this new, the center is new, we have already new project supported by the European Union. Of course, we are still finishing the Interfood project. One of the colleague in the Eco Green project is also from the Netherlands. That is Wageningen University. And we are now currently working on a grand design community involvement development CID for an oil and gas company in Indonesia. So these are research roadmap. We are focusing on what we call as a sustainable human ecosystems, and we put two streams. One stream is on the design and the circularity of the economic and sustainability of the human ecosystems, and in the other side, we are also trying to focus on the education for sustainable development. So this is a case in UNPAR because in the project Interfood, we have a lot of disciplines, we have a lot of backgrounds, and working with multi-disciplines and multi-backgrounds has some perks as well as some advantages. But within UNPAR itself, we have a lot of disciplines, and these are the value that we are trying to accommodate in all disciplines within UNPAR. So sustainable food systems is now one of the priority roadmap in Parahyangan Catholic University or in UNPAR. Other objects, human ecosystems, and then they are all supported by ethics, for example, big data and smart technology, etc. Because we are still new. The ISO stand is now working on the roadmap for sustainable food systems. That's for the whole university. So that's was the results coming from the project Interfood that we have a lot of discussions as well with the Hotelschool The Hague, what we are going to do to solve some societal problems, which includes food systems. So I think we are nearing our time here. We are calling for collaborations with all of you, of course. We are happy to say that our top leadership has a very strong commitment and supports to the I-Sustain. We have a network of people, of course, from previous projects, and this is what we love to work with Anna, Jos, and Connie, because we share some cultural things with the Netherlands. So, maybe this is a call for if any of you interested in working with us in I-Sustain as well. For example, your access in Asian, I think that's one of the things that we can try to explore or the NWO. I'm not sure if we are eligible for that as well. This one, the Southeast Asia Joint Fund Scheme, we didn't receive the funding from last year, so I'm not sure if there is still any call for Southeast Asia joint funding scheme for Southeast Asia in and Europe. So I think I'm going to wrap up my presentations here. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment box. Now I invite Anna, Johanna. Jos is not be able to be with us here, but he presented in video. So while waiting for questions from the audience, I do have a question actually, because I try to moderate now. Anna, we work a lot in the Interfood, and you work a lot with students as well. How do you see? I mean, we see some results, and that's very good. I mean, students from different backgrounds. We have engineering, we have social sciences backgrounds. You have from Hotelschool The Hague. But when we are working in team, they are they they provide some real innovations there. How do you see how they can you or the student energize themselves so that they can work in synergy?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question, and it sort of also really surprises me how indeed instead of sort of arguing their own perspective, they just seem to be so open to hear and surprised also the added value of hearing from somebody from a very different discipline. It seems like they're just soaking it up and they find it so interesting. And I think when you say energizing, that's exactly what we're experiencing. You know, when you see these teams working together and how they sort of look at the same problem but in such different ways, and it just seems to really give them so much inspiration and energy to reach the goal and to try and understand why somebody looks at it from such different perspectives. So yeah, it's also, of course, it's a journey for them. So it's not always, you know, it's undeniably, it's also when you talk to them at the end, they also say that there is a lot of challenges. But I think that that's where the support comes in, right? So I think we're all sort of experienced educators in that way to be able to take them along that process. And like I mentioned, also because we work so well as a team, that also really helps to bridge certain cultural differences. For example, sometimes, you know, an Indonesian colleague would take over and explain something, and sometimes we would explain. So that was just a really good collaboration, and I think the students really feel that as well.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Which brings me to questions to Joanna. Actually, we can see that among students, how can we extrapolate those results in students to practitioners as well as to us as researchers? Maybe you can have some vision, Joanna.
Yeah, I think we can learn a lot from the students. I mean, I was there during the summer school. I was there also during part of the student competition, and I really see them interacting and like really losing their boundaries in a good sense, of course, losing their boundaries, their silos. I do see a bit of how do you call it? Maybe some friction at the beginning, but I think it happens to us as well when we work together with the researchers, with the lecturers. We also found maybe along the way at the beginning some frictions or along the way as well. But I think we can learn a lot from the students, like how they also form friendship during those only 2 weeks of interacting. It's not a short time, but it's also not a long time. But as you can see, like for example, the student competition participants, I think they're still communicating with each other. Summer school students from last year also still communicating with each other, just asking like how are your studies going on and so on and so on. So I think we can yeah we can see also this applies to us as well. We are maybe not students, but we can also use these boundaries, also break the silos, and as I can see that we are also working towards one end or one vision at the end. So yeah, why not we work together as smoothly as well. Anna, do you want to jump in and say something maybe to add upon that?
Yeah, I can only agree with you. I think that that journey, and I think we've been pretty good at making. This is from a friend from Indonesia. We made friends too.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we make friends, Anna.
So yeah. So yeah, it's been wonderful. It's just added so much value, and I align. I agree. I think it's inspirational for us also to see how maybe the students are quicker at breaking those boundaries. Indeed, that we might be a little bit reserved, and also so indeed it works two way. We support them, but also in some ways they support us in
Yes,
being maybe more approachable and open for new approaches and yeah, in ways of doing things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think I want to pinpoint that as well in openness. I think it drives both sides, the Netherlands and Indonesia as well, to work together. I mean, openness not only intellectually, but also we are open uh, uh, to some sort of emotional level, sometimes personal level as well. So that's also a good thing to start a new collaborations. It's been a wonderful time with you from Hotelschool The Hague. But we have a question actually from hotel management of Petra Christian University in Surabaya. How can our students join in the summer school or competition on foodways? Yammer. Anna, I think you should.
Yes, we would have loved to have you, Deborah. You would have been very welcome last year and this summer as well. We would have loved to see you students. For this project, Deborah, this was we could run the first edition. Like I said, we have a template to run new summer schools and competitions. So we would be interested in exploring opportunities together to do that, to continue our journey also, if it's not on food waste, any other societal topic where we hope to make a difference. So for now, for this project, this will not be a reoccurring summer school student competition on food waste, but let's yeah, make contact and see what we can explore together. I see Joanna nodding. You want to add something?
Yes, exactly, Anna. So indeed, what we result here. Well, we can call this like how do you call it, a pioneer project or a pilot project of this summer school, also the student competition. But I hope that it doesn't end here, so it should sustain. So I think what Anna mentioned, that we have the template of how we run the summer school, how we run the competition. So, Ibu Deborah, if you are interested, yeah, let's make contact so we can maybe work together, even collaborate together to organize this second edition of summer school, a second edition of student competition, with using our curriculum, using our template for the organization of this, and see how we can maybe work together to form this second edition, right, Anna?
Yes, that would be wonderful. We would love it.
Yeah, well, thank you, Anna and Johanna. We only have 2 more minutes. So, do you want to say something about how you feel working with Indonesian and vice versa, Johanna? How does it promising to work with the Netherlands? Or go ahead. Just a very quick one.
Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, I think it's been a wonderful journey. We've learned so much, and I think I love the culture. I love the detail orientation. Also coming here on stage, I think Sally and Hannah and the team have did a wonderful job. It feels that we're really there in person as well. So yeah, that's yeah, it's just been a wonderful journey. And I think Joanna mentioned as well, of course, sometimes it's difficult because of the different cultures, but when we have a prime coordinator like Joanna who is bridging the best of two worlds, then we get there in the end. So yeah, we've been really, talk about being blessed. I think we've been the most blessed in that regard, and in helping us moving forward. So having somebody understanding both cultures has been, I think, very helpful for our cooperation. So
And Joanna, 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds. Okay, I feel I'm being on a campaign or something. No, but well, I did my study in the Netherlands, so I'm basically an alumni of a Dutch university. I did two part of my studies in the Netherlands. I always loved the Dutch people. Always loved the Dutch culture, the culture, the stroopwafels, the everything. So that's why in every, for example, this project and also the other project, I always work together with a Dutch university or Dutch partner. As that's how I love working with Dutch people because of the openness. I think the Dutch people is one of the kindest European European people of overall Europe, I would say. So, and I
Thank
did
you.
it. Yeah, I also share the same thought with Anna that we learn from each other. Yeah, that we also yeah love working with one another. So yeah, that will be my 30 seconds, Charles.
Okay, thank you, Anna, Johanna. Thank you, Jos. Thank you to all audience as well. I cannot see your faces, but I'm sure you are happy to hear us as well. If not, you can always contact us for new collaborations through our email erasmus@unpar.ac.id. Jos and hello and thank you to you all. I will see you again in the next round of collaborations. Thank you, Anna, Johanna.
thank you so much. Thank you also much, Jos.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye.